So unfortunately, a few Rob's buddies in the NBA are in a little bit of heat this week. You know, folks like myself, I've recently started sports betting here and there. There was a federal indictment that came through, and now a few individuals in the NBA, including but not limited to Terry Rozier, assistant coach Damon Jones, and Portland's very own head coach Chauncey Billups are under a microscope for being involved in a couple different things. After reading through the indictment, it appears that Terry Rozier was involved with allegedly swaying odd favors with some of his peers and close loved ones who had put in some under bets on some of his games, and he was under a microscope for this shit. So Rob, do you know what Chauncey, Damon, and Terry all have in common?
No.
They all have different connections to clutch sports. I'm not allowed to say this, but I think you can put two and two together. I have some friends who are pretty well connected, and there may or may not be another head coach that's light skinned that coaches in the Western Conference. That could potentially also be allegedly involved with this stuff.
I feel like Chauncey's made a lot of money during his tenure in the NBA, and I guess to really trick it off on just like sports gambling. But the crazier thing,
well, his wasn't necessarily parlays. His was more or less like, so you know how with most sports leagues, but let's say the NBA and NFL in particular, they'll release injury reports for players that aren't playing either the same day or maybe the night before. He is more or less doing insider trading along with the poker games. And Terry's situation was, like I said, his family members allegedly were taking the unders on his points and other things, and he'd all of a sudden have a injury.
Why go to this length? Why do this? Because, maybe there's a different way to amass the money that you're wanting.